Hello and welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington, USA. Today we're going to be making a beautiful box, and I'll show you that in a few minutes, and we're using the For Sale tree stamp. But before we really get started, let's take care of all the housekeeping notes. In the description bar below, you will find all the products I used, all the dimensions for the project. You will also find my email address, a link to my online store. If you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours and assist you. You will also find a link to my Facebook group. We'd love you to join the Facebook group. Also, I am still taking suggestions on what people would like to see for Christmas for my 25 days. That is open until October 31st. So if you have something you would like to see and be demonstrated, or you have a certain project you're trying to do and you're not sure how to accomplish it, please let me know and I'd be happy to help you with that. So on with the project. Oh yes, and don't forget to like and subscribe to YouTube. It helps me out in YouTube world. So we are using Trees for Sale, and we are making this beautiful little box. And the box overall dimensions is 6 inches by 3 inches by 1 inch. So it does hold a lot. I know it will hold a lot of different kinds of candies. The little Christmas tree ones will go in here nicely. Different things will fit in there. Jewelry, cosmetics. It's a good little size. So this is what we're going to be making. So if we're going to make the box first, and then I'll show you how I decorated it. I do want to cover one thing. This says Merry Christmas. If you notice, there is no Merry Christmas in the stamp set. And I am only using one stamp set for this project, but I did a little stamp surgery and I separated Christmas and greeting and so very merry. So I had just Merry Christmas. So that's how I achieved that. So I'm gonna get the supplies that we need. This is the Merry Christmas. I stamped it on real red with Memento, and then I fussy cut that out around there. I didn't figure you'd need to sit and watch me fussy cut out Merry Christmas. So we'll set that off to the side. This is a base of Soft Succulent that we are going to be using. That is 5 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then I have basic white. That is 5 3/4 by 2 3/4, and we'll be stamping on that. And let's see here. I think that's about it, other than the very large piece of paper we're going to be using. So let me get some of this out of my way. And there's the paper we're going to be using. This is Evening Evergreen. This is 9 by 8. And I'm bring in my scoring board. You can do this on your trimmer if you choose. It's whatever you like to do. And we're going to start on the 9-inch side. And we are going to score at 1. Stay in the tracks. 1, 4, 5, and 8. I'm going to rotate it around and score at 1 and 7. And let me get rid of this real quick. Set it on the floor where it falls. So then we're going to fold and burnish all of our score lines. Like that, and then I'm going to grab my scissors, and there is 3 squares on each side, and we're going to cut up each of those squares right on, and then I'm going to wedge into each of those small squares. Now you can just do all the cut up and then wedge. I have a tendency to just do it all as I go. They don't have to be way big wedges. one more. I can grab hold of the last piece there. Get all these little pieces out of my way here and throw them away before I have them all over the place. So this is our box, all wedged. You see all the little pieces. And you're just going to choose your front or back. It's whatever you choose to do. Grab some glue, or you can use Seal Plus. I would not use Seal on this. Or you could use tear and tape, whichever you prefer. But you want to use a strong adhesive and make sure you've got your corners. They're nice right angles. I'm just going to pop this one in like this. You can see what I'm doing. Make sure I've got my angles straight. And this one. Here I'm going to do off just a little bit there. It's very important to make sure your angles are straight. And we'll do up here. This becomes our lid. Like that. Okay, and then this will fold like this. But before I close this, this is my 1/2 inch retired punch. I'm sure you could use 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch. I'm sure many of you have a punch of some kind you can make a little thumb hole with. And I will just punch out a little thumb hole there. You don't have to, but it does make it a little easier to open and close. So that's our box. Like I said, it's just a nice size. I wanted to give somebody jewelry or something, put some cotton foam in there. It would look very pretty. So let's make the outside of our box. Set that off to the side. I'm going to need a stamping mat. Okay, we're going to be using these lovely things. So I need to space out my trees so they're in the right space. So what I want to do is I want to stamp this first, and then we're going to place the trees so this is hanging from the trees. So for my first tree is going to be Evening Evergreen, and I need to grab a piece of paper here because we're going to be stamping off at one point on these. And I need my Memento. So I'll do up the lights real quick. And you want to put this towards the middle and the top, but not too close to the top, because you need your trees to fit into it. So then we're going to use Evening Evergreen, and there's 2 parts. It's 2 stamping in the set. So this is the detailed and this is the overlay. So the detailed is going to go full strength Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to do this up so it looks like this is coming out of the branch, like that. And then this is the second. I'm going to stamp off once and use a second generation. You sort of hover, you line it up best you can, and there's your first tree. So that one is out of Evening Evergreen. And then I need my cleaner because I'm going to use different colors with the same stamp, so I have to clean in between. If you did all the same color tree, you could, skip that step, but I wanted different color trees. And the reason I'm doing this is my stamping thing is a little on the wet side today. I don't want extra water on there, so I'm daubing them off with a paper towel. So now we're going to do a soft succulent tree. And it's going to be the other side here to hold. We're doing the same way. Get ink off my finger. A little ways up there. So there's that one. And we're doing the same thing. We're going to use a second generation stamping. Stamp on. And again. So that's that one. And I'm going to clean these off again. Next, we're going to make an old olive tree. You could, like I said, you could do these all in one type. Now, I actually have two stamps mounted on this, back and forth here. So I'm going to do the detail first. And I want this one to come up sort of right in the middle of the lights. About like that. And then we're going to line, stamp off once. You don't want double strength. Like that. That's the only that size tree, so we don't need to wash that again. And I'm pulling these larger off. I had so many stamps out. I didn't have enough small blocks. I could have used bigger blocks, but I really did not want to have bigger blocks to hang on to. So I'm just going to do a little swapping out here real fast. Next, we're going to grab Mossy Meadow. Grab the detail small one. And he's going to go sort of half on, half off. About like that. And we'll stamp the little one, stamp it off. Like that. And we have one more tree. So one more cleaning. That's what's nice is having one of these next to you that you can really quickly clean. Except for some reason I got mine way too wet this morning. And if you do, just take a little towel and wipe it off. It does happen, even with you using the pink chamois. It does that occasionally too. Now we're going to use Pear Pizzazz. Oh, wrong one. Want the detail first. And we're going to put him, so he's sort of in the background here. Half on, little off. Stamp him off. Like that. Now we need our tree for sale sign. And he's right there, and we're going to do him in Early Espresso. Make sure it's good and covered. And he goes up into the trees a little bit, but it doesn't matter. And then my puppy dog. He's going to be about here in this open area. Next, we need some Balmy Blue. We need our snowflakes and a blending brush. I'm just going to go ahead and put this. Those are my instructions. I'm going to grab a little bit of Balmy Blue. We're not going to press hard on any one area, especially over the brown. So we're just going to go in here. Just putting a little bit. Not really going over the dog. I'm going underneath the dog. And underneath the sign. just to add a little blue there so it looks like snow. And I know it's really hard to see because it's very faint. Very faint. But it is, when you see it in person, it is there. Oh, don't close that. And then we have some snowflakes. I'm just gonna put a few snowflakes all around, as many as you want. Put some in between the trees. Just like that. Oh, I want a little more right there. So that's our tree. And then I made this lovely little banner that is going to go on here just over the top of the trees like that. And I'm going to grab some glue for that. Not that bottle. That's the new bottle in case this one runs out, but it hasn't run out yet. I'm going to glue that right across there, across my trees. Now there is a tree stand, you know, little wooden tree stand thing you could use in there, but I opted not to. And we're going to bring our box back in. And we're going to put this layer of Soft Succulent down. Like that. And we're going to put this on. Now you could raise this up on dimensionals if you wanted. I did not use a bow or anything because I'm actually going to probably give this to a gentleman, and I opted not to put a bow on it. But you could. So the last thing I did was I debated on how to do my lights, and I decided to just use red rhinestones, which I got to grab here, and white rhinestones. And let's grab my take your pick tool. And I'll put a red one on every other one. I'm sorry, they're sitting over on a block off the side here. Just easier to grab. Got a little blob there. And put a white one in between, so you can make your lights any color you want. I happen to like red and white lights. Oop. Yeah, every once in a while, your putty falls off when it dries out, and you just give it a little smush, and a little more will come out. And cover it back up. Always make sure to leave that in covered because it will dry out. And so there is our little gift box. Like I said, it's a very nice little gift box. I think so anyhow. So thank you for joining me today. Please remember to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys would like to see made for Christmas. I'm open to all kinds of suggestions. So please let me know, and have a good weekend. Goodbye.